Good day, guys. My name is Mark Fournier. I'm going to be your instructor for AMT 7004, Agribusiness Planning and Management. Today is Friday, the 28th of August, so I'm filming this a couple of days before the course is going to open up here on Monday. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take about 5 to 10 minutes, and I'm just going to introduce the Moodle shell, and we'll get you guys started in the course here. So I'll send this out through email. I'll also have a link up on Moodle. And if you take a look, the link is going to be right here. At this point, I'm going to assume that most of you, if not all of you, have used Moodle in the past. If you haven't, that's not a problem. It's a pretty intuitive platform. One thing I always tell students is don't worry, you can't break it. There's absolutely nothing that you can do will harm the system. So feel free to go in there, click around, and take a look at all the different sections and all the different links that you have access to. In case I haven't had the privilege of working with you in the past, a little bit about myself. So I've been teaching at Olds College for 8 years now. I teach in the ag management and agribusiness programs. So I also teach the face-to-face version of this class. I've been teaching this particular class face-to-face for 8 years, and this is the 4th time we've run this one online. So I've got some experience with running this. Prior to teaching, I worked with a group called Community Futures. So my background is actually in rural development and business/farm development. So I worked with a government-funded organization, and what I did is I helped people start and expand their farms and start and expand their businesses. So I've worked with people who were just getting started. I've worked with people who were struggling or wanted to bring in new farm enterprises. And in a couple of cases, I have actually worked to help people wind down their business and to wind down their farm. While I was doing that, I was pursuing a Certified Management Accounting designation, and I became a CMA in 2008. And then when the accounting designations merged in 2015, I became a Chartered Public Accountant, or CPA. In addition to my accounting background, I have a master's in conflict management and analysis. And I did my major project on intergenerational conflict in rural family businesses, and that includes family farms. So we'll have some articles that I'll be bringing forward on farm succession and farm management. So I do like the conflict side of it. I always find that funny to say, but it's something I find very interesting. So I'll bring some articles forward as we progress through the course. So if we take a look at Moodle, traditional Moodle shell here, going from top to bottom. To begin with, we have this instructional video. So you can click on this video at any point in time by clicking on the link here. I'll also email out a link to you guys as you guys are just getting started. We've got the course outline, and the course outline talks about the course a little bit. I'm not going to go through this in great detail. You can go through that on your own. The competency profile is kind of an add-on to the course outline where it talks in more detail about all the things that you're going to learn in this course. If we look at the schedule of activities, what I've done is I've broken out the course into different weeks. So you'll see that we're starting week 1 here, and so you'll see the instructions for the week here. We have no business plan deliverable this week, and I'll talk to you guys about that here in just a moment when I get to the business plan section. What I would like you guys to do is to start reading your textbook. And your textbook, if you don't have it, that's not a problem. You can start using this, the PowerPoint slides that are up on Moodle. But the textbook here, yeah, this is just an online version of it. You can use the online version. If you want to get the physical version, that's your call. Personally, I get most of my books, my textbooks, through the electronic books. I just like it because that way I have access to it anywhere, and I'm not looking for my book. I can bring it up on my iPad, whatever the case may be, but everybody has personal preferences, so you work with whatever your preference is. Do you need the textbook? Yes, you do. Your assignments are out of the textbook. The quizzes are based upon the textbook. So you absolutely need the textbook for this course. So here we're going to use, this is just a small icon up here. So the name is Canadian Entrepreneurship and Small Business Management. We're using the 10th edition. And one thing I like about this is that one of the primary writers of this book, primary authors, is actually from the U of L. So we actually do have a pretty strong Canadian and Albertan component to this particular class. So if we go through the schedule here, what you're going to see is that each week I've got some textbook readings for you guys to do. So basically we're going to cover a chapter a week. I've got some other readings that I'm going to have you guys do and other videos I'm going to have you watch. And then at the end of the week, you're going to do a quiz. Now open up the quiz each week. So this week we'll open up chapter 1. And chapter 1 will stay open until the very end of the course, so December the 11th. Next week we'll open up the chapter 2 section, including the chapter 2 quiz, and that also will remain open until the very end of the course. So not all the quizzes are going to be open at once, but they're not going to be due until the last day of classes. Because life happens. Sometimes you get busy with other things. Work, family, COVID these days, so who knows where we're going to be there. So if we get busy with a variety of different things, then if you have to put your studying aside for a couple of weeks, that's not a problem. You won't fall behind. You can easily catch up. So all the assessments ultimately are due by the last day of class. I will highly recommend that you do not wait until the last day of class to do them, because that's a lot of quizzes and assignments. Do it throughout the course. But if something happens, you do have up until the very end of the course. So here each week you'll get some readings, you'll get some videos, you'll have a quiz that you'll have to do, and spread throughout the course are 7 different assignments. And I'll go through those assignments here again in just a moment. So looking at the grade breakdown, where do your marks come from? Well, this is a business planning course, so a good chunk of your mark is actually going to come from your business plan. So we're going to have 14 quizzes, and these quizzes are completed in Moodle. They're multiple choice, true, false, and they're open book. And so when you're done a chapter, you can go in and complete the quiz, again, done online. You have 7 assignments, and the assignments are based out of questions that are in your textbook. And these assignments will come after every 2 chapters. So it'll be chapter 1, 2, then complete assignment 1, chapter 3, 4, complete assignment number 2, etc., etc. Now, we also have some weekly deliverables. Now, these weekly deliverables are soft deliverables, right? If you can't get one done in a week, that's not a problem. Now, this is part of the overall business plan, the project. So your business plan is ultimately worth 60% of your grade. And what I've done is I've broken that out. Weekly deliverables are 10%, your final written plan is 10%, and your business plan presentation is 10%. What I don't like to do is just receive everything all at once. Why? Because if I get it all at once, that's when I'm actually grading your business plan and I can't provide any feedback. So what I like to be able to do is see where students are, how students are progressing. So I ask that you guys submit weekly deliverables, and I'll show you the breakdown here in just a moment. And send those in, and it's kind of an all or nothing. You give me the weekly deliverables sometime throughout the course, then you get the grades for that. Again, it doesn't have to be due by a specific date necessarily. It's just staggered throughout the course. And this way I can provide timely feedback on your different business plan sections as you're completing your business plan. Because if you just submit it all at the end, if I have any suggested updates or anything along those lines, I can't give them to you at that point because your final business plan is submitted. So this allows us to kind of work on your plan as we progress through the course. Now, the final business plan itself is worth 40%, and there is a document I'll go through here again in just a moment. And then lastly, we have the presentation. Now, presentation, depending upon where you live, I've had people come in to do the presentation. I've done it over the phone. We've done it on Skype. We've done it on Google Meets. I can do Microsoft Teams if you want. I can do Zoom if you want. However you want to do your presentation is how we'll do the presentation. And so the presentation is actually just an overview of your plan. And I do have a template that I'll have you guys follow for that. And it's just so I can kind of ask some questions as we go through. It's pretty informal, to be perfectly honest with you. And I find it's actually a nice way to finish off the class here. So if we go back, right, if I have any overall announcements for the course, I'll be plugging those in there, and they will come through your Moodle system here. So business plan project here, what do we see? Well, it's a proposed agribusiness operation. It's an agribusiness planning course. So in some way, this needs to tie in to be tie into agriculture. And I've had people who have done crop dusting in the past. I've had people who've done some drone work in the past. I've had people who've done more of a traditional farm, cow-calf operation or canola operation or mixed farming operation. I've had some people who are going to do meat processing. So I'll let you decide what your business plan is going to be on. Now, one thing I do try to work with you on is making sure it's a pretty tight focus. If you're going to do 10,000 acres and 8 different things, that's a pretty big business plan. So for something along those lines, we'd probably just choose one enterprise and focus on that particular enterprise. Now, your first deliverable, when I get into that, is actually going to be you just telling me what you want to do your business on, what you want to do for a business plan, and then I'll provide some feedback on that. If there's any concerns, we can discuss that. But ultimately, this is your choice. If you're struggling, you're not sure what to do, then I've got some stuff that I can bring forward as some suggestions. So I'm going to let you guys read through all of this. But one thing I am going to point out here is that the business plan will be completed in APA formatting, and I'm not what I call an APA Nazi. So I like just a high-level APA formatting. So it'll be Times New Roman font, double spaced, 12-point font at that. And I like to see a good attempt at referencing, because a lot of your business plan will be external sources. Now, the business plan itself is approximately 20 to 30 pages. Keep in mind that is double spaced, right? Again, 12-point font, and sometimes that includes the appendices as well. So don't worry too much about the length. I mean, if you're to do this all at once, then yeah, that's a very busy weekend if you're gonna do this in one weekend. But as I stated earlier, we have weekly deliverables, so you're actually working on your business plan each week. And I've got the course broken out into different sections. So the textbook chapters coincide with the different sections of the plan. And I do bring in external references or external readings for industry items. All right, so the formatting, the presentation. Now, if I go down here, the business plan written template with guidelines. I'm just going to click on this. It's going to open up on my other monitor, so I'll drag this over here. So I open this up. And so what we're going to see here is an outline. So again, the formatting. And so we're going to start, actually you're going to finish. The last thing you're going to write is your executive summary, because we do that last. So the first thing you're going to start, and this would be your second deliverable, is you're going to do the introduction. So what's your farm or what's your business, and giving us an overview. Then later on, we'll do mission statement and objectives. We'll do an environmental analysis, including a SWOT, key performance indicators, a marketing plan, operation plan, HR plan, a financial plan. So these are the different sections you're going to include here. So I suppose I get rid of formatting because that's not a section, but you are going to have a title page, table of contents, executive summary, which you'll do last, introduction, etc., etc., etc. All right, so I've got a little bit of information down here about the appendices, and I'll be talking about all these different sections as we progress through the course. So there's really no need to worry about anything here. The key thing I want you to start thinking about is, if we look down here, is what kind of agribusiness do you want to use in this course? What do you want to write your business plan on? And so business plan presentation guidelines, this would be at the very, very end. Essentially, I want 7 slides or 7 key points. So your mission statement, environmental analysis, marketing plan, operation plan, HR plan, financial plan, and legal risk management plan. And so again, once you've done your completed plan, then you'll contact me. We'll set up a time to do the presentation. And these are the sections that I want you to include. So the Dropbox, your business plan will be due by December the 11th. And I'll probably open this up towards the beginning of November, just so it's open. There's no rush on it, but sometimes people do want to finish in advance, and that's fine. I have absolutely no problems with that. So I talked about the weekly deliverables, and these are for your business plan. All right, so here I have suggested dates. All right, week 1, so there's no deliverable, but the end of next week, second week of the course, then we'll look at having a draft, 1-page draft farm proposal, and so forth and so forth. And so where you can submit that, these are all drop boxes, so we'll open these up. Actually, I think these ones are all open right now, actually. So you could actually put anything in at any point in time here. Now, course assignments, there's 7 assignments based on your textbook. All right, so I've got the formatting items here. And so I've got the questions. If you did want to work in advance, here's all the questions for the assignments. So assignment 1, right, you're going to be based on chapter 1 and 2. So you do chapter 1, discussion question number 2 on page 31, question number 4 on page 31, chapter 2, question number 2, page 55, and question number 4 on page 55. So here you'll complete the questions and then submit them into the appropriate drop boxes. Now these drop boxes I'll be opening up as we go through the course. So assignment number 1 I believe should be open now. I believe I opened that one up yesterday. And assignment number 2, that'll open up after we're done chapter number 4. All right, assignment number 5, I'll open up the drop box as we get into chapter number 6, and so forth and so forth. If you do want to work on them early, again, you have all the questions right there. So week 1, so what are you guys going to get started with? Now sometimes textbooks, many students have them, sometimes they don't. Again, if you want to order the textbook through the bookstore, that's great. From the campus bookstore, that's fantastic. Or if you just want to get it through the publisher, or you want to just purchase it, the ebook, do whatever you want there. As long as you have a copy of it, that's all that we care about. So the instructor video week 1, actually I'm not going to do a week 1 video here because I'm getting into it right now. So we'll just call this week 1 and I'll remove this link here once I'm done the video. Actually, I'll link this video to this one as well. So you'll see this video in 2 different places. So the discussion board, each week if you have any questions on the material, then what I'll encourage you to do is to put it in here. Why do I ask students to put the discussion or the questions in here? Well, if you're comfortable bringing the question forward to the class, if you have the question, often other people do as well. And so students can learn from other students' questions. Now, if you have a question and you're not comfortable putting in the discussion board, just email me. All right, I'll be sending out an introductory email. My email will be on there. And I do have my contact information. No, contact information is somewhere in here. I'm going to have to figure that out. All right. I will make sure, I'll put a link up here with my contact information just so you guys have that as well. So what are you going to do? So you're going to read the textbook, chapter 1. And then if I click on this weekly readings, you're going to see 4 articles and 3 videos. So the textbook talks about entrepreneurship. That's kind of the entrepreneurship theory component. But this is an agribusiness course and there's real world scenarios. And I think it's very, very important that we bring the real world into this course, especially since you're going to be writing a business plan on it. So I've got the 4 articles here, and these, I believe most of them are from Country Guide West, which is a great, great, great publication, by the way. So I highly encourage you to go online through the Western Producer. Right, you can find their articles there as well, or just type in Country Guide West. But great articles there. So read these articles, and each article will take maybe 3 or 4 minutes to read. And then I've got some videos that I want you guys to look at. So we've got some stuff here on buying equipment. Of course, with COVID happening right now, the entire world's kind of in an economic flux, and agriculture is not immune to that. Sometimes there's some bad things that are happening because of COVID. Other times there's some good things that are happening because of COVID, and that's going to be very farm specific and sector specific. So I'm bringing in some information there. So I've got an economic update from July the 15th, and I've got some overall impact on economics, COVID economics here as well. All right, so go through the articles. Now these articles, you are not going to be tested on these. All right, you don't need to keep any notes that you don't want to keep. These are brought forward so you have industry information that's being brought forward that you can use in your business plan. All right, so what am I going to do here? I am going to make sure my contact information is up here so you guys can contact me at any time. If you haven't already seen so, I'm not going to click on it here because I'll have 14 messages that'll open up here from other students. If you click on this little box up here, you can actually open up the Moodle Messenger and fire me off a message that way. My personal preference is actually email because I can get loaded here with people dropping submissions and all that kind of stuff. So every once in a while, I try and check this daily here, but every once in a while something might get missed. But my email has been set up so I should never miss anything in email. So go through, take a read through. If you have any questions, contact me or put it into the discussion boards here, and we'll go from there. So I will do weekly videos. That's one thing I like to do. You'll see the different sections here that are not available. I should comment on that. This is right below here is week 2, week 3, and I'll open these up on a week-by-week basis. I have had students that have asked, can I open up the entire semester all at once? And my preference is not to do that. All right, one thing I've learned is that I can actually overload students with too much information. You've got your business plan, you know all the different sections, so you can always work ahead on your business plan. You've got all the assignment questions, so you can always work ahead on your assignment. But if as I open up each week, I'm able to talk about the plan each week. So I'm able to bring forward different tips, hints. I'm able to talk about what's going on in the world as of this week because I don't use canned videos. I record new videos each week. And so I'm able to talk about what's going on in the world. So that way we can bring in real world agriculture into this course here. So I think I've droned on here for a bit, 20 odd minutes by the looks at it. So I'm going to sign off here. If you have any questions, fire me off an email or put something into the discussion board, and you'll see this link, see a link for this video during the introductory video, the week 1 video, and you will receive a welcome email from me as well where you might be seeing this from. So I look forward to working with you guys, and if you ever need anything, feel free to reach out. Talk to you soon.